What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today we're creating a sketch illustration of Kraven the Hunter. Welcome everyone and thanks for joining me today. For this lesson we'll need a sketch pad and a pencil. I'm going to start my sketch off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. Now I want to begin by breaking down the basic shape for drawing with some guidelines. Let's start at the very top in the center. I'm just going to sketch a line coming down the middle with these short lines. Let's move back to the center of the page and draw another line going across from left to right. Now I want to use these two lines to help us create a circle in the center of a page to define the size of the head. So from the center point, let's move up to right about here. It's going to mark off the top of our circle. Let's measure that same distance from the center down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Now let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over toward the left and then the right side. And then we're going to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. Now the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We're just using this as a guide. You can always go back and just readjust the size and shape. Let's add another set of guidelines coming down the side of our circle. So we'll start with the left side and then the right. And we'll just stretch that up towards the top. Now that we have our circle and guidelines in place, let's start blocking out the facial features. I want to start by adding a gap in between the eyes. So from that center of our circle, move over toward the left, draw a straight line coming down towards the bottom of our circle. Now I'm going to measure this distance over towards the right and do the same thing. Now I want to add some shape to the eyes. From this point we're going to step down, angle the eye going up and then out. Now we just want to line it up on the right. Now from this point we're just going to curve the eye going out and then down towards the side. Let's step in, curve the bottom of the eye coming down. Now it's going to fade that in. We just want to measure the same size over on the right. Now inside the eyes, we're going to draw a half circle along the top. It's going to tuck the iris underneath the eyelid, and then line it up on the right. Let's go all the way down towards the bottom of our circle, draw a smaller circle for the tip of the nose, and then along the top, draw a straight line going across. Now you want to create a gap in between the bottom of the nose and the mouth. So right about here, draw a straight line going all the way across from left to right. Step down, draw a short line for the lower lip, come all the way down towards the chin, go all the way across. Now we're going to go up to these 2 points in the nose. We're going to angle this down and then out towards the mouth line. Angle this down and then in towards the chin. Let's add some shape to the jawline. Go up and then out. Now from the side of our circle, it's going to slope this down and then in towards the jaw. Now we're going to roughly add in the ears. From the side of our circle, angle this up and out on either side, straight down, angle this back down and in towards the side of the head. Now I want to add some volume to the hair. Let's start from the top of the ear, go straight up on either side. It's going to round out the hairline, going across and then back down. Now along the top of our circle, it's going to angle the hairline, coming down and then in towards the middle, towards a point. Let's add an angled line across the eyebrow. From this point, we're going to step down, go across the top of the eyelid, and then out. Now we're going to go back to the jaw and draw the inside edge of the collar. We're just going to curve this around and just fade that out toward the bottom. Then we'll add the necklace, curving this down and then up. Let's go to the side of the ear and curve the fur collar, going up and then out. Now that we have our rough sketch in place, we're going to go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now with our rough sketch in place, we're going to use this as a guide to help us layer on some more details and refine the shapes. Now I always like to start with the eyes. Let's start with the bottom edge of the eyebrow. Just going to bend this up and then out on either side. Go up and just bend that out towards the ends. Now I want to add some thickness to the eyebrows. We're going to go up and in towards a point. Bend this in and then down towards the inside. Now along the inside of the eyebrow, I'm going to add a fold coming in and then up across the brow. Let's add some more shape to the eyes. It's going to curve the top, go across the top of the eyelid and then down. It's going to add a fold across the top of the eye, Just adding a little bit more shape across the bottom. Pull that up and then down towards the tear duct. And go back and just refine the edge of the iris. Also adding a small circle in the center for the pupils. Now from the eyes, we're going to work our way down towards the nose. So let's add that fold across the side of the nose. Get that out. Also adding a little bit of fold underneath the eyes. Now we're going to go down to the tip of the nose. Going down in the middle, up across the nostrils. And then just wrap the side of the nostrils in behind the tip of the nose. Now we're going to move down and add some shape to the center of the mouth, coming down towards a point. Now from here, we're just going to add some shape to the mustache. Starting underneath the nose, we're going to go out, then that down towards the side. I'm just going to trace the upper lip. On the side of the goatee. And then we're just going to add the lower lip. And tuck the goatee underneath the lip. I'm just going to trace the edge of the beard coming in and then down towards the mustache. Now let's build out some volume for the beard, coming down the side of the jaw and then in towards the chin. Now with the hair, we're just going to add some curls. Starting from the center, it's going to bend this up and over towards the right. And on the end, we're just going to curl that back up. Let's work our way across the left side. I'm just going to wave this across and just bend that back up along the top edge. Now we're staying within this bounding area. Let's brush the hair along the side, just adding a little bit of texture. Don't need to get too detailed with this. Come back and just refine that after. And I'm just going to add those teeth across the necklace. Almost like a banana shape going across. We're going to add 3 of them. And then from the inside of the collar, we're just going to add a little bit of texture for the fur, going up and then out. So we're just adding these little guidelines to help with the texture pass after. I'm just going to go back and do one final cleanup before I add some more detail and shading. I'm going to switch to my 0.9mm pencil and start adding some contrast. I'm going to start back at the eyebrows, starting along the bottom edge. I want to add some texture inside. So I'm just going to brush the eyebrows going up and then out. And again, staying within that bounding area. Darken up the top of the iris and then fade that down to create a bit of a glare. with the mustache, I want to add some texture. So we're going to add a little gap in the center. And we'll start with the left side, just work our way across the top, and just brushing this down and then out. And then from the lip, we're going to work our way up. I'm just going to fill in the inside of the goatee and beard, starting from the cheekbones, and again just adding some shape across the jawline, coming down. I want to balance out the contrast with the eyebrows, so we're just going to go back and just darken these up. Let's go back and add a little bit more shape to the ears. Just going to round out the edges, come down towards the earlobe, and we're going to add those folds inside the ear. Now we're just refining the edge of the hair and texture. So we're going to start along the bottom edge, the hairline, and just working our way up, working with the curvature of the hair, and also doing the same across the side. So we start with the edge, and we want to darken this up, and then brush that up and then out. Now we're going to work our way from the tips of the hair coming in. So we get this little bit of a highlight along the center of the hair. So we're just adding these little points across the top and then just brushing that in. And we do the same thing with the fur collar, starting from the side of the head and just brushing that fur going out. And now on our final pass, we're just going to add some shadows and tones. So I'm going to switch to a 2mm pencil. Just add a darker tone across the bottom edge of the hair. And again, we're just brushing this with the curve of the hair, just to fill the inside of the texture. And we're just going to add some shadows around the face, starting with the eyes. And we're just going to sink in the side of the temples, just pushing these back. head's going to cast a shadow across the neck, so we're just going to darken the top and then fade that down and over towards the right. So the light source is sitting on the top left side of our page. And it's coming down at an angle. So we're pushing the shadows over this way. And as I get closer to the end of our drawing, I'm just going to tighten up my shadows and detail, and always be sure to sign my artwork. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Kraven the Hunter. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you do, please be sure to subscribe for more videos each week where I'll show you how to draw different characters just like this. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.